Where are we? Where are we? There we are. There we are. Good evening. How are you? For the early birds, let me tell you about my day. Really, I'll turn it down. I don't know what happened to the day. It did start a little bit later. I got to work a little bit later, but it kind of disappeared and I was all fired up, and Steve was talking me through doing all the online orders, got all those set up for tomorrow morning. It was all going swimmingly well, and then I looked at the clock, and it was 6:15, and I thought, I'd better get moving. I'm with the girls at 7 o'clock. And then I rang Lee Voss to talk to her about getting quilts for the exhibition, quilting things. And so I'm sitting in the car park at the IGA, and Lee and I are having one of those great conversations, you know, the ones where we're solving the issues of world peace, we're solving climate change, we're solving how to deal with the pandemic, we're doing, you know, big picture stuff. You know how us girls do that. We know better than everyone, and we're going through life. And all of a sudden, Pauline, it's 6:10. I'm at the IGA to buy dinner, and I'm going to be with the girls at 7 o'clock. So, and you know what? We did it. We had salmon for tea. We did it. And I was ready early. How does that happen? I can be here all day and then end up late. I don't know. The only thing is, the giveaway is, I'm clashing with the stash. You know me. I should be wearing red right now, and I'm not. So that's the only thing. It's the one thing that's a bit of a giveaway, that I was running a bit late. Good evening, Kathy and Cheryl. Good day to you, Donna. Hey, that was fun last night. I missed Natasha's show, but I went back and watched it, and good news is I'm getting the pattern that Natasha used last night to make a kimono from my scarves, and it will be on our website too, hopefully by tomorrow. Hello, Juliana. Good to see you. Good evening, Kathy, and good evening, Michelle, and good evening, Barbara. Oh, you're all here. Lynette's here too. Bernadette's here. So have you all had dinner, or do you eat dinner while we're doing this? Or, you know, I do have a bit of a joke with Mum and Dad, because someone came up with this horrendous term once that it's most inappropriate, but if you have dinner before 6 o'clock, we call it pensioners' tea. Actually, I think I spoke to my grandmother. I can't remember. But I know now the boys, we always just have pensioners' tea because we had young kids at home, but we're getting later and later with dinner now, which is quite good. Good evening, Heather. Is that Dotty Baz? That is the coolest name, if I've said that correctly. Good evening to you, or hello to you. Yes, Sharon Keys is here, and she's having dinner. There you go. Hello, Di. Good to see you. Joan says, good evening, Lisa and everyone. Here early tonight. You were so miffed last night, weren't you, that you'd missed the start? Yeah, we'll get the pattern from Natasha, and we'll pop it up. You'll be able to, and I'll do a demo on it as soon as I've got my hands on one. I'll do the demo for you. So it's really easy. It's so simple and so clever. I'm going to crank out the rolled hem foot for my machine, and then I'm also going to do it on my whiz-bang new Bonina overlocker. Yeah, so we'll do it as a printed copy, but you'll be able to knock it out and just print it off yourself as well. Oh, Kathy, okay, husband of the year, cooking dinner. Yeah, very miffed, very miffed. So, hello everyone in Love and Hugs. We have to remember, all right, this is the Love and Hugs Facebook page that just the Chandler's Cottage girls hang out on when it's just us in the evening. Though we did have quite a few ladies watch from the UK and things last night. And you know, I will share with you one of the most gorgeous things now, or exciting things, is we are getting orders for patterns now from all over the world, which is just so cool, because these printable downloads, as I said, click on it, pay for it, you get an email from me and Steve with a link, it downloads it onto your laptop, print it, and away you go. So you can go, going to make it now, and it's done. But it's really scary when you get people from the Netherlands and things ordering your patterns while you're asleep. It is wonderful. Technology, isn't it? It's just super duper. Okay, so it's really important to me that while we're in the Love and Hugs hosting group thing until next Tuesday, well, that's going to go quick, isn't it? Till next Tuesday, that I cover off some of the things that we typically love to do at Chandler's Cottage, and you know that that includes handbag design. So we're going to do the classic pinwheel base one tonight, and we're going to make it up so that you can see where you can take it from or you can take it to. So whether it's a little tidy up, a little festive basket, change it into a drawstring. We're just going to start with the basics of how to design your own, because you know I love making you do your own, and then you can take it from there and do what you want to do with it. And please remember, the first ever YouTube craft and cook show I did is all about this technique as well. So if you kind of want to learn a little bit more, because we'll be a pretty quick one tonight, we won't go too long, because there's a few other things that I still need to finish before tomorrow's show, so on Chandler's Cottage. But I'm going to give you a head start, and then please go and have a look at the YouTube one, and all of the ones we're doing in Love and Hug. Cass is in the process of setting up, so the first 5 shows we've done here on Love and Hugs are going up onto the YouTube channel. So it might be easy if you want a bit of a refresher or a think back. It might be easier for you to find them over on the Leesa Chandler YouTube channel instead of scrolling through Love and Hugs. If not now, in a couple of weeks' time, they'll always just be in there. I think she's putting them under a separate little chapter thingy. Does that sound very technical? A chapter thingy. No, I'm allowed to say R is also out. Oh, what did I miss? Goodness me. Good evening, Karen. How are you? It's morning in the UK. Yes, it is. I'll be listening while working away. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Sandy says, I have that quilt. Hello, Leesa. I have that quilt behind you, between you, Stan. All the square strips. Oh, so you're in the process. Sandy's in progress on this one. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Christina, see, girls, this is so exciting. We're all here in Australia, but Christina is watching from Stockholm in Sweden. Lovely of you to join us. If I could say hello in Swedish, I will learn that. I will learn that and add it to my repertoire. Thank you very much for joining us. Pauline's here as well. Hey, Pauline. I got a weird and wonderful email from you, and I don't know what it means. Good evening, Rosemary. Good to see you as well. Now, back to what Di said. This is called Charming Australia, which is a little bit of a play on words. I'll quickly mention it now because it uses one of our charm packs. Now, we usually have 2 Under the Australian Sun charm packs, and again, in that process of moving websites, you know, we had some specials and we let our stock all run down, and now on my massive to-do list is to make new fresh kits. Charm packs. There are 2 issues. Hello, Ginny Tin. There are 2 issues. Oh, do you want to say hi while I'm talking? There you go. We put a really ugly photo of you up on the Leesa Chandler Facebook page. Did you see it? It's on Leesa Chandler Designs. Oh, it's funny. Anyway, so the problem I've got moving forward, 2 of these are discontinued, and in the other colourway that we've got, there's an old out-of-stock print. Where are you going? Out-of-stock print of Under the Australian Sun as well. So I'm going to make up as many kits of these 2 as I can, or charm packs, and then I'll have to make new ones. So they've got 47.5-inch squares. So when you buy the pack, it comes with the pattern to make this quilt, and you add 1.4 meters of the sashing. And I'm going to do it in a new colourway as well. Where are you going? You need to move soon. I put you up there though, didn't I? It's my fault. So yeah, so I'll get those back up if you want to grab them. The other thing I am doing though, I'm popping up this pattern as a printable download. Okay, you can go now. I was just showing you off. Just say bye to the girls and you can go. As a printable download pattern, because a lot of you have got fabric. You don't need to buy a charm pack. You might want to make a scrappy one. So it will go up as a printable download. It's about $9, or you can, or you get it for free when you buy the pack. So I popped that one up tonight. Rob had the other one. Don't know if he's lurking. I can see it out there. If I've got time, I'll show it to you. But yes, so that's Charming Australia. Really easy to do, and a great beginner's quilt, I must say. Some of you might disagree with me, but yeah, I think it's a good one. I have most of the quilt behind you made. Yeah, go Sandy, you get that finished. Get it finished. Oh, you were having trouble with your Tassie owl, Pauline. Well, I'm glad you've got it all sorted. Okay, so this evening we are going to have a little play with drawstring bags, or what becomes a drawstring bag. I've popped a few up. That becomes a drawstring bag. So this is what we're going to do tonight. He's got stuff in him. What's this one? This one's better. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. See that base there? This is what we're doing. So do you remember the one I showed you last night that was the blue and green one with the little flowers and the leaves? Same technique, but a little bit of a tweak to get the base right. We're just going to cover the basics tonight in this one. So, and I've just folded that down. If you want to play with them, you can then take them to this, which is the tidy up, as you all know. I can't, but it's such a little thing, isn't it? Such a little thing. But I'll be honest, this is one of our best-selling patterns. It's just, I think it's because of what it is and the size it is, and it's a cute little kit. And this one, instead of leaving the top plain, we've popped in some little petals, so they are set into the top seam. And then on the petal, you've got your little pocket. This is one thing I use, that I do all the time. So my scraps go in here next to my sewing machine, thimbles, machine needles, scissors, or hand stuff. I actually love putting my paper piecing in this as well, and then I just keep my spare papers and my bits and bobs around the outside. That's in another colour. And then this is one as well. Now he looks really different because he's rounded. This is a sad story, isn't it? This was the kit that went out to all of our girls that were going to do or come to our retreat. And they got this with their sign up for the retreat. So this is that little bag. This has the same base, but instead of the sides of the panels, and I'll show you that when we get to drawing them up, instead of them being straight, I rounded them. So you end up with sort of more like a little ball. Looks like a little food parcel, doesn't it? Just all shaped in, bit of a pudding. Bit of a pudding. Oh, now see, I've said it now. You could make one like this in pudding colour, in brown, and then instead of these little pockets around the top, you could have little wavy pockets that looked like the custard running down the side. Put some holly on it. It's a pudding bag. That's what I'm going to call it now. It's a pudding bag. There we go. Okay, so, oh, the big reveal. Oh, the pin tuck sitting here ready for tomorrow as well, because I have to remember tomorrow to tell everyone on Chandler's Cottage that all the pin tucks are back in stock. Yay! See, that was one of the other things that got left on the wayside while we set up the Shopify. So anyway, ta-da, there's the next three to look at. So these are all little reminders, little blasts from the past. So this technique is going to give you everything that's wonderful in a little drawstring bag. Yeah, I need to put a stick on it. That's what it does look like, doesn't it, Joan? It looks like my little swag. My little swag going on. So these, I just grabbed these from the other room. I have a whole basket of what we used to call sip and sews, because Dad, I'll show you. Dad used to make coasters to match. And yeah, I've tried, girls, I've tried to get him to do it again. But he used to do coasters to match. But this is a great, you know, these little bags are just, you can't go past them, can you, for presents? And to put your mug in. So look at this. No, we can't get them. You won't do them. Look, used to have its matching coaster. Look at that. So these are all my little treasure, but I wanted to show you these ones. See, I've popped a little pocket on the outside with one of those little mirrors in, like we did last night. So you can layer up pockets, really easy to do. This one here, Oh, for those of you that were very smart and grabbed the long, rounded, curved four-slips last night, good for you. I'm really pleased because now I can show you that gum leaf and say, if you want to do a gum leaf, you now have the perfect four-slips to do it because it's long and curved, and that's going to make your life a lot easier. So that one, I just popped a little gum leaf into the top. Just today I went, they all went and bought the curved ones. That's awesome. All right, so I'll just tie those up. So that was the Russian range. That was Anastasia. That was Passage to India. And that, of course, is Under the Australian Sun. There you go. A little bit of a trip down memory lane, but they're at the forefront because you know I'm going to do a range called Silk Road that's going to pull in Indian and Russian and Chinese and all of that next year. Very bling bling. It's going to be very, very it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to sit down and draw. And I think that could be happening next week because in between the Australian Textile Exhibition little shows we're going to do every year, in the upstairs studio in the warehouse, got all this space. So I'm just thinking, that could be my little painting time in between shows. Okay. If you've got this, you are going to go to page 7. So if you've got your little bag design basics book, you want to make notes or anything, these are back on the website too, but you've got everything I'm going to do tonight is in here with some extra notes. Oh, there's lots. Hey, I spent a lot of time on this technique in here. Wow, okay. So you've got a few pages there of this technique. I have, Sharon Keys, have you got one? Oh, you're pretty lucky if you've got one. I've got a really big one he did for me. He'll never do it again though. Jenny Miller, you've got a leave pass. Oh, Margaretha is here. That is so nice. Okay, let's go. So, to create a template to make these, the first thing I want you to do is create a perfect cross. Now, I use graph paper. You don't need to. You can use the base of your ruler. I'll give you 2 options here. So I'm not going to do it in the middle of the page because I'm not actually quite sure how tall I want this to get, and I really want to be able to show you a couple of different things that you can do with it. So I'm going to draw. I need to get this for you onto the website as well, girls. These are these big graph paper pads from Matilda's own Imperial graph paper. I can't live without it, so we'll get that done. Now, we're going to go into a V, so you're going to go right angles up the other way. So I'm following the graph paper, but if you have a big ruler instead, you just draw a line anywhere in a piece of paper, and then you would sit your ruler on that line and use the base corner to get your right angle. That's the best way to do it. This V that I've drawn for you is actually going to determine the size of the base on your bag. So if I turn this one over, that's quite good to see. You can see it very easily here. It's this here. So that line, that outer point to the center, is that outer point to the center. So you can see if I actually used this is going to be a really, really big bag because that's going to be at least 3 inches across that way. So I'd have 3 inches there and 3 here. The base of my bag is going to be at least 7 inches. So that's really big. So I might pull it back a bit for tonight, but that's a good place to start. So what shall we do? What shall we do? I'll go up. Oh, okay. I'm going to draw a couple of lines and then I'm going to tell you how cool it is to design your own stuff like this with an example that you can design your bag around your fabric. So if you're going to work with a stripe to do this, like I'm going to do tonight, you can make sure that the width of your panels, which is going to be this, will match the border stripe or whatever you're using. So you can actually fussy cut from a stripe or a floral or anything if you want to. So if that's going to be Let me find one. Let's get the other one back. I'll get this one back for you. Okay. So what we're looking at here is this space underneath here, and it's going to come up and over and up to the top. So that's what that length is going to be there. So really what I'm saying is, if you want to work out how tall your bag's going to be, it's going to be from here, from when you come out of the V and you go straight up. So at the moment, the sides on this bag are going to be 6 inches tall. All right, so I think that's a pretty good, yeah, that's about what these bags are. But if you want to mess with it, these make the best things to put bottles of wine in for Christmas, or biscuits or things. So if you want to make some wine bags, what you would do is, I don't have one handy on me right now, but you'd grab the bottle of wine, you would check what the diameter is of the base of it, and then you go, okay, whatever that is, I'm going to halve it for one of my panels because they meet in the middle. So you just have a play, just have a little bit of a play. As I said, if you've got the book, have a read, but you can design it to the fabric, or you can design it to what you're going to put in it, which is just keeps me awake at night, really does. All right, so if I wanted to make this into a bottle bag, it's probably going to come down to about there, isn't it? It's going to be quite small, but it's going to be long. So you'd be able to work out, if that's the center of the bottom of the bottle, how far out you want the sides to come. And then you would go at least to the height of your bottle. You know, you probably want a bit more so you can tie it off with a pretty bow or something at the top. So lots and lots of fun. Now, here's the fun bit, and you know I can't resist doing a little plug. So I have one up on the top shelf, made with Under the Australian Sun. But look at this. This is just perfect for me to come back and design, or make sure that my panels are going to be exactly the right width to pull up 4 of these. Good fun, good fun. So if I measured this, and you know I'm just doing this for looks because I already know, but I'd probably want these to be probably 4 inches finished, so out to there. So 4 inches. So if I can't, you know, I'd be cutting about 4.5. That means I'm not going to be able to use every one because I'm eating into this gold. But I can use 4 because I've got 5, and then I've got 5 on the other side. There's 10 altogether. And then these little bits here in the middle, well, I could just make a smaller one. Just make a little one to put some jewellery in for a Christmas present or something like that. I don't know how small you've gone, Sharon Keys, when making these, but I've gone down to the size of a Lindt chocolate ball to put on the Christmas tree. I've done teeny weeny ones in Christmas fabrics. Okay, so if I want that 4 finished, oh, must do this in my slate. That is 4. So I would go out a little bit more and go out another 1/4 of an inch. So I've got my seam allowance out there. Yeah, and then it would just be a case of how big I want it to be. Sometimes just start off, just randomly do a template. Don't worry about seam allowances. They're all the same size. Just get started and make one. I'm going to make this a little short stack guy tonight. Okay, so that's a really good example of what you can use. What I'm just going to show you now as well is just be really careful about directional prints. So how many, Sharon? 20 drawstring bags last year. See, I knew she wouldn't disappoint. I knew she wouldn't disappoint. So this is going to be our template. I would normally cut this with out of template plastic. And why do I have no scissors? Hang on. There. But because we're going to do this tonight quick, and I'll be honest, I've already got a few of these ready in my sewing room to use. We can quickly cut it out. I'm being naughty. Don't do this with your rotary cutter. This is my, I have 2 now. This is my old one. that I'm using for paper and cardboard and things. My good one is in my sewing room next door. Just don't want you to start hacking into paper with your good one. Don't do it, don't do it. I think I was saying last night as well, or with your 3D petals, mark everything as you go. You know, so if you use this and go, it's my jewellery bag that I made for someone, you know, made for Margaret or something like that, mark that on here, because, and keep it in your little folder of things that you're designing with. Really, really important, so that you can go back and reuse them and remember what it was for and what size it was. Grab a photo of it on your phone as well if you can, and just keep a record. It's going to save you so much time when you need to make something in a hurry. If this is our template, I grabbed some, actually look, see that? I should show you this. See that? That is the little tag that comes through from the factory in Japan. So this would have been the latest production sample piece. So I keep these little bits here to use for demoing and things. But it arrives, we all get very nervous and check that the colours are all okay. So fold this over this way. Okay. So what I wanted to mention just in terms of, you can tell this hasn't been on a bolt. Oh my goodness. What you've just got to remember is if you've got directional prints. So if it wasn't directional, if I was working with something like this paisley or something else, I could actually cut just a strip right across the fabric from selvage to selvage. That's that wide, so 4.5 wide. But then my fans are going to be on their sides. So non-directional, you're going to do this. If you do have directional, you've just got to stop and think about, let's just see how blunt I've made this. It should be fine. I didn't cut that much with paper yet with it. But I do need to have one of each. That's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to lay this on and just see how big it needs to be to get them all out. So if I go this way, I'm going to get at least one, maybe 2 sets of panels, because we need 4 right across the bolt. And I suppose the ideal thing, if I was whipping up a heap of presents, that would be fantastic, because I would cut one from this, I'd cut one from a contrasting fabric, and then I'd be able to put them all together, choose which one was going to be the outside, which one was going to be the lining. That would all work really well. And I need an ironing board. There it is. I've only got my little one. Hello Grandy, I saw you snuck in, and Pam as well. How are you this evening? I hope you're okay. I hope everyone's okay. Goodness. What's today? It's only, what is today? Today is Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Oh, that's why I was out of whack. It's like hump day in the middle of the week. And kind of all days just kind of mould into one at the moment, don't they? You know, Mum and Dad, when they retired, used to talk about there's no such thing as a weekend anymore. I think we all get that way. I think we all get that now. Was exciting today though, and I will be opening them up and doing little sneak peeks on Facebook now on the Australian Textile Exhibition page and Chandler's Cottage over the next few days. I had Rachel Daisy, sorry about the stain, had Rachel Daisy's quilts arrive, and one of her students' quilts arrived today. They're in the box. I was good. I didn't open the box. I carefully put the box away. But I'm going to get those out and catalogue them. We are picking up Eileen Campbell's on Saturday morning, I'm hoping. So there are ones coming up from Lee tomorrow as well. So it's all starting to come together. Had lots of lovely, lovely bags arrive by post as well. I picked up from the post office. So if you are putting a bag in for the exhibition, you have plenty of time. You do not have to make one new to put in. It just has to have an Australian theme with Aussie fabrics or a theme to it. And you could win a sewing machine embroidery unit, a Bennett one. You can win a Bennett lower looper air threader overlocker, both worth like $3,000 and $2,500, or a $1,000 gift voucher from me. And you've got plenty of time because we're going virtual. You can deliver them or get them to me up till Friday next week, because what's going to happen is I'm going to show 2 or 3 each day, and then on the last day when we pull it all down, I'm going to line them all up, and then Maria Waters, Eileen Campbell and Nathan Hammond will judge the ones that are going to get the prizes. So you've got plenty of time to get one in. If you've got any questions, just give us a ring or email me. That's absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to trim that off. But it is going to be cool, because if you do put a bag in, like some of you already have, they're going to be seen by everyone all over the world that follows Love and Hugs, because the first day of the show is the last day of me hosting Love and Hugs. So I'm going to be showing a few of them off. So maybe you do want to get them in early, so I show people. Okay, now, 4.5. Here we go. So I'm actually cutting 2 layers at a time, and I know that that needs to be 4.5. So I don't need the template. I can just do 2 cuts at 4.5. There we go. Then I can layer these up, and I can place my template over the top, and ever so carefully. And you do want to get confident about doing things like this if you're going to make a lot. Done. There you go. So there's my 4. Now for the lining, let me just do this quickly with another one. Let's use our we'll use our red blossom that we had out last night. Get out of there. I'm going to do only what Leesa gets away with and do this. Chop a piece off. Okay, fold him up. So I'm sure what Sharon did, and all of you that have made these, is you have literally done them as a production line. There is a lot of satisfaction to be had in a production line. You know, you can think, well, it might be a bit monotonous doing them all at once. It's very satisfying to have them all in their little production line on the table next to the sewing machine. You see me just throwing all the strips on the floor. You know who comes through and has fun with those tomorrow morning, don't you? You just have to make sure that she identifies between what is an Ethernet cable and what is a strip of fabric. Okay. What was that, Cheryl? Oh, you used your blue cutter today. Oh, good. Good, good. You got 2, haven't you? I'm so glad. Yeah, they are really nice to use. They're a lot easier on your hands, aren't they? All right, nearly there, and then we've got everything we need in fabric. Then we just need our batting. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So this is where, for a long time, we talked about banner blocks and cross blocks, and I did a feature for the quilts I'll find the quilt for you. I think it's still at work. We did a banner block project in Quilter's Companion, which uses this shape, putting them into cross blocks, getting lots and lots of different combinations that go together. One of the reasons I'm not showing the kaleidoscope quilt with this block at the moment is we have to wait for more of the black and red border stripe to come in for Under the Australian Sun, and because once it's in, then we can make more kits up and things. So I will, and of course we're doing the pink and teal as well, so I'm waiting, and then I can, once I've got them, we can go back and do kits for that again, and we can do the pink and teal, which is just going to be lovely. So there's your 4 together. Just have a look at that, and then when you sort of get into, you can start doing this sort of thing and interlocking them. Got to mess with the shape a little bit. See what I'm doing? You can do this sort of stuff, and you can do this. You can do a little bit of a sawtooth, so you can do really, really nice sashing and borders with them this way, and then you interlock. Okay, like that. That's pretty funky. And then the other thing that you can do, this shape makes the best, I've got completely sidetracked now, sorry, makes the best bunting. So if you think about these being your bunting, hanging on a string for Christmas, you make shorter ones like this that sit over the top, and then you can make pocket bunting, which is really, really nice for the kids, because reinforce the back, you know, with some violin or some stabilizer, bag them out with another one. You put another one on here, sew round, bag it out. Advent calendars, so you have bunting up instead, and you know, or it's for the grown-ups. I always say the grown-ups need an advent calendar. They have slim pockets, so they only take those little nice tablets of Lindt chocolate or something very sophisticated to go in them. So lots and lots of different uses for them. But what we're going to do tonight is put them together in a bag. Or we'll get to the basket stage, okay? So I need to sew these together in pairs first. We want to end up with this shape with both of them. So I'll get these together and these together, and we'll grab the machine out and we'll get all that together really quick. It won't take long at all. Pretty speedy. Now, if you are watching and you are a Love and Hugs member, but not a Chandler's Cottage member, that's absolutely fine. But if you do want to tune into our exhibition next week, please come across and join up Chandler's Cottage, so that you see a lot of beautiful, gorgeous quilts by Australian quilters, and I mean that very sincerely. There's going to be some gorgeous work by Eileen Campbell there. It's just stunning. And then I've balanced that out with Rachel Daisy's amazing, cheerful, quirky, gorgeous quilts. There's a lot to look at, and we're not going to rush through it. We're not going to just go, and this is all of them. What I'm going to do is do probably 2 quilts in a session, and just let you have a really lovely look at them, and a couple of bags each time, so that we kind of appreciate everything that they entail and all the details in them. And I'll just put 2 up, do a little live, talk about them, and maybe 1 or 2 of our bag competition bags, and then we'll go. And then I'll put more new ones up, so it's sort of really a show and tell over a few days. Okay, so let's get these together. So we just need to sew down one side of these. And again, this is going to be one of these things that if you're making a few, even if it's just for one, you're going to line up, get out of the way, going to line up all of your pairs ready to sew so that you can chain stitch them. And And I want you just to think about what else we've done during Love and Hugs so far. So if you do one where you are going to layer up a pocket on it, think about adding in some little 3D flowers, some little cherry blossoms that we've done, some little Suffolk puffs that we've done, all those lovely little things. You know, and I don't know about you, but it's definitely been the year to use up and clean up what we've got in the sewing cupboard. So if you've got, you know, buttons and charms and things that can be added on to make it extra special, then you can do that. If you are a hand or machine embroiderer, great thing to use. What you can do, particularly with those little flowers, if I had plain panels on my bag, I can actually start a stem down here at the point, and it's going to weave up onto the panel. So when you've finished your bag, it's going to come from underneath the bag up onto here and have little flowers on here. So you're going to get a real pinwheel effect. So you're going to have a stem that looks like this on the bottom, and each one's going to wind up. So, you know, if you are into stitchery, this would be a lovely little medium to use for that as well. What did I do with? There it is. Now this bag ends up with a square base, and we have used 90-degree scissors, 90-degree angles for our base. So if you remember your maths from high school, that means that 4 times 90 is 360. So it's a complete circle, and that's why the base of your bag is flat. If you think, oh, I'd like a 6-sided one, then you need to change that angle at the base. Most of you will have a 60-degree mark on your rulers, but if you want 6-sided, you need to have a 60-degree. So 6 times 60 is still 360. So you can mess with it. The other thing you can do, and I won't go through it tonight, again, those that have got that little book, it's in there, you can actually change the base so that the base is a rectangle shape instead. I'm just going to take that off there. I've obviously packed up the essential sewing stuff and moved it out. Okay, so what we'll quickly do now is just give these seams a little bit of a press. And I want them to all go in the same direction, so that will be good. We'll press them flat first, but I want them all to go in the same direction, so that when I turn one, they're going to butt up against each other. Every now and then I look at the screen, I go, oh, is the bottom of my iron dirty? It's a little bit like airing your dirty linen on television. I go, oh, I'll be devastated if the bottom of the iron is really dirty, because I've been doing some pretty full-on stuff with adhesive, but we're okay. Okay, just missed him a bit. I do like these little rods. Okay, so what I can do now is turn this over so that they are right sides together, and just wait for that to focus. I can abut my seam, so one's going one way, one's going the other. Do this one. Oh, Fiona. You forgot. I nearly forgot about, well, I didn't forget about tonight. I temporarily lost track of time. But I will not be late tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Chandler's Cottage. And I can put this one on top, and they are also going to abut together like that. Oh, heads up, what is new on the website now? I don't know if Steve's put them up or not yet, but they will be up for tomorrow. There were special requests. Doesn't matter what I do for you. Elegant kits, new fabrics. No, what do we all want? We want Pam's Remnants bags, don't we? And I do get it. They're great fun. They get your brain working. They take you out of your comfort zone. They're like Sudoku for, that's the word, for patchworkers. So it's really hard putting them up online because they're all different weights. So I went through today and got a whole heap that fall within a weight range so that it was easier for Steve to actually put them up on the website. So there's just a little indicative photo. There's no categorization of color or anything. I've just got a whole heap. So he has that information. So if they're not up yet, he's working on a uni project, but they will be up by tomorrow's show. What else have I put up? There's a few things. Oh, gift to the Gab. Got a heap more of Gabby's beautiful pendants and brooches in. So I got Steve to put them all up. They're just one-offs. They're all in the giftware section. And these I finally got more of these in. Did you remember these? Look. For the patchworker that has everything. We have a keyring section now. How cute's those? And also in the rearrangement, in the stock tape, in everything, I did find 6 precious Melba keyrings. So I have we've popped those up as well. But yeah, we finally, you love these things and you think, oh, the girls might like them. Gone. And then it took ages to get more of those keyrings. Okay, I just want to strangle myself then. We'll get these together. So just butt those seams against each other. Yeah, well, Fiona, if you set a reminder, you might want to tell me. No, I'll be here. I'm quite looking forward to tomorrow. Quite looking forward to the day. And there's one. Okay, we'll just do this one. Haven't really decided which one I want on the outside yet. I might just make it up into a little festive basket and then I can decide later. Hey Tinkerbell. Hey Gin around my legs. Right, so now we've got our cross blocks. There you go. So that's them done there, and I'm just so that they sit a little nicer, I'm going to just iron that seam just ever so quickly. Usually you can iron it to one side or you can iron it, flatten it out, whichever you want to do. Remember, I'm just doing a really, really basic size at the moment. You can do skinny, you can do tall, skinny and tall, fat and wide, round up the sides. So where I've got these straight, to get that little pudding shape just with a plate or a saucer like I've shown you before, just round it off to get a slightly different shape. Now, the way this comes together, now what I would do from here is, if I was going to make this a substantial little pot, I would go ahead and add some batting. So nothing too really firm. If you want it to stay nice and soft and be able to manipulate it. If you want it really perky, like a true little fabric scrap bin, you could probably get away with using something really firm like Soft and Stable. But something this small, you just want a lightweight adhesive batting. You don't need any more of that. And to that end, if you've got scraps of batting and things around, you're happy to put a few quilting lines up the panels, just use that. So the secret to this, and it's worth explaining just quickly, to get a really nice finish so that the base sits nice and flat like this, you actually sew this cross block as I've done first, and then you lay the whole cross block over the top. You'd pop that over the top like this, adhere it on, cut it out, and then continue on with the project, okay? If you do them all separately first, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with batting in all of the seams, and that's fine, but you've just got to remember it's going to look really predominant on these sides. So if you do that, you would not use soft and stable, a firm rubber batting, because it would just kind of all scrunch into the seams, and you're going to have all that thickness in the seams. In doing it this way, you just get a nicer flat finish to the overall appearance of the bag or the pot that you're making. So this is where you would add on your stabilizer to one of them and then continue on. All right, so I'm going to take that off because we won't do that. I just want to show you how it comes together. So from here, we're going to take all of our seams and bring them together. So you take two of your side seams like this and you sew them together, and you're going to do that right around. Wow, that was a bit Aussie, wasn't it? That one. If you are a member of A Quilter's Life, and I must say again, thank you. We've got lovely new members again yesterday and today. If you are a member of A Quilter's Life, little things like those hazelnut macaroons that I did, little simple recipes like that you can make ahead of time and freeze, maybe from about late October. What's going on is going to be, oh goodness, hang on girls, something's gone adrift. And it will be me. It will be operator error for sure. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, little gifts, little biscuits and things like that you can freeze ahead. Get those done October, and then you've got your little bags made, and then it's just going to be a case of whipping them out of the freezer. See what I'm doing here? This is the way to do it. You've got to pull down, don't pull back against your thread. Or you do mess up your tension plates for your thread. Always cut and pull down. How many years did I do that wrong before I became a banana dealer and learnt? Lots. There we go. I think when I lifted it up, I caught my thread around the top handle, so that was remiss of me. There we go. So what am I up to? That's better. 2, 1 to go on this one. So what I have to do, you know what I have to do? I have to remember that one of them is going to be the lining, and therefore leave a hole somewhere to turn it through. But we'll do this one. Now on, oh yeah, I need to do that one. That's where I fell apart. On Saturday as well, I think we're back. I'm going to pop a few posts up. I'll be honest. We've got the Chandler's Cottage show tomorrow, so please come over and watch that on Chandler's Cottage. And then I think we're going to be back on Saturday morning on Love and Hugs. So we'll pop a few posts up for people along the way. Please remember you've got specials at the moment under the Love and Hugs code. So just remember that as well. I posted. So we'll be back on Saturday morning, and I want to take a couple of the things we've done, like the 3D petals and the Suffolk puffs, and make a couple of little pin cushions. Just more stuff. Just nice little things that we can have a play with. And then we're going to move on and do Maria's Christmas decorations after that. I did my homework today. As I said, I did my homework for Maria, getting fabric photos and everything done for her, ready for the Madrid show. Don't we wish we were all there? Actually, what I do want to share on Chandler's Cottage Facebook is I now follow the Russian Quilting Association. Incredible creativity, and really different to really different to what we do, and even more fun. They do a lot of clothing. I watched a catwalk yesterday. Wow, all patchwork, just beautiful. And I found out about this particular Facebook page to follow from Rima, and Rima used to be the Robert Kaufman distributor for Russia, and we met when I was under license at Robert Kaufman, and just after I'd done the Russian range, which was pretty scary, but she liked it, thank goodness. So yeah, so Rima's amazing quilter and a very big supporter and advocate for quilting in Russia. So I will share it across so that you can follow it. I might actually put it up. I'll put it up under on the Leesa Chandler Designs Facebook page, which is supposed to be getting a workout at the moment, because Chandler's Cottage one is for everything for the shop, but I like Chandler's Cottage is sort of where I like to put, you know, stuff I'm working on for me, or the start of designing fabric or new things. So got two now, got two done. So I'm not going to finish them off because there are so many options, but you're going to be able to see where to take them from here. There we go. Baby down. Right. So you're going to have two. I still didn't leave a hole because I don't know which one yet. But in one of these that you choose for your lining, you are going to leave a hole, probably on a side, I think, to turn it through, like you will any bag when you're making bags. Let's just have a look at this one. It's very cute and pretty. So this is where I mess with people with different cultures. This is Melba, so this is from the Art Nouveau Australian range, but I did the colour in it so that we perfectly matched the Summer Palace range. And you can see, you know, I just cut into this fabric, but if I really was doing something special, and particularly if this was going to be the outside of the bag, I would have taken my clear template and centered it over the design so that I had those flowers just a little bit better centered in the middle, like I would have done if I was using the border stripe. So with these done now, my options are, first of all, the obvious is to use them like a little bucket, like this one. And I would sit, yeah, how does that work? Come on, Leesa, you can do it. Am I doing it right? Yeah. Sit this one in here so that they are right sides together. So right sides together. And I would pin them around the top, remembering I've got batting in here as well. Whiz right around the top and then turn it through the hole in the lining, and I'm going to get this. And then if I've left it tall enough, I can turn down the top. This is the same here with this one. So that's actually got that red inside with Under the Australian Sun, fussy cut from the border print that we were looking at. So I can do that. The other thing that I can do, as I said before, before I sew around the top rim, I can insert other things in. Now, one thing you might want to have a think about is those 3D, the petals that we did last night. If you don't, where are they? Oh, I think I've moved them. If you don't gather them up and you just leave them flat, you can put them into this top seam. Now, we used to do this when we had our little shop in Beaumaris, and we had a little thing going with the bridal couture with Lynn, that was just down the street, and she would send the mums up with the remnants from the bride's dresses, and we would make these little bags up for them or with them. And where I've got the sleeve here for the cord, I would also insert in here some of those sort of flower shapes, and when I pulled this up, the flowers all pop up at the top, so they made the most beautiful little bridal bags to use. So that's another thing that you can do, and you could even do that without it being a drawstring around this top edge. And then, of course, finally, you're going to want to be able to put in a sleeve. So what you need to remember with your sleeve is it's not going on the side seams that way, or the bag won't sit nice. They're going to go this way. So you would actually insert your little cord sleeves around to the midpoint on each side, and they would all seam allowances be pulled in together at the top. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have got patterns that show you how to make a drawstring bag, or you've got my little book. That's great, because we could go through all of that, but it depends on the size of the bag and the cord and everything that you want to put in. So if you've got one of those patterns, pull it out now and have a look, and just go through it and go, oh yeah, so that's done like that. And then you can work with it, you know, with or without my book, you can work with it now and make them larger or taller or smaller or whatever you want to do with them, and just adapt the sleeve to fit around that top rim. So again, you've got lots to do tomorrow now. So what I want you to do, come on, you can do it, is get a whole heap of these ready, and then while we're together tomorrow afternoon, you can be sitting and sewing them, and we can get a heap of stuff done. I finished a few things off to show you, didn't I? Oh yes, I finished off that little purse. I will get the kits up as promised for that this week. So yeah, there you go. I haven't got the top sewn, but let's just, oh, I'm going to have to finish this one. Look, he's going to be really cute. It's going to be super cute. Okay, so off you all go. Go and have some fun, and have a lovely evening. Donna, have a lovely day. I hope the weather is really nice in Stockholm as well. So enjoy your evening or your day. Yes, so we'll be back here at 2 o'clock tomorrow, but not on Love and Hugs. We will be on the Chandler's Cottage Facebook page. I've got a few little things to play with tomorrow. It's going to be good fun. All right, have a lovely evening. Bye. What you doing, Miss Gin Gin?